All right, let's talk about something that's pretty much the backbone of every single app you use, the API. We're going to break down the three big ones you hear about all the time: REST, GraphQL, and gRPC. And we're going to use a really simple analogy that I promise will make it all click. Let's get into it.
Seriously, have you ever stopped to wonder about that? When you open your weather app and it shows you the 5-day forecast, where does that info come from? It's not like it's all just sitting on your phone, right? Your app has to reach out and ask a server for it. The real question is, how exactly does it ask?
Well, the magic behind all that back and forth is the API, or Application Programming Interface. Now, that's the textbook definition. It's the official contract, the set of rules that lets different pieces of software talk to each other. But, a definition like that can feel a little dry, a bit abstract. So let's make it way simpler. The easiest way to think about an API is to imagine it's a waiter in a restaurant. You, the user with the app, are the customer sitting at the table. The kitchen, with all the food, is the server with all the data. The waiter is the API. They're the go-between who takes your order, brings it to the kitchen, and then brings the food back to you.
So, keeping that in mind, let's meet our first and, by far, most common digital waiter. This one is called REST. And if you've done any kind of web development, you have absolutely run into this guy.
REST has been the industry standard for, well, a really long time. It's super reliable, and it speaks the universal language of the web, HTTP. You can think of its commands just like ordering food. A GET request is like asking to see the menu. A POST is you placing your order. PUT is like changing your order, and delete, well, that's you canceling it. It's so common that pretty much every developer knows how this waiter works.
But, and there's always a but, right? This standard waiter model can run into some trouble. What happens when your order starts to get a little more complicated? This is where we run into REST's inefficiency problem, and it's the very reason our other API styles were even invented.
And this is where our analogy really shows its value. So let's say to build a single profile page in your app, you need the user's name, their latest posts, and the comments on those posts. With REST, that often means 3 separate trips to the kitchen for your waiter. First for the name, then back again for the posts, then a third time for the comments. It works, sure, but it's not exactly fast, is it?
This problem of making multiple trips, that has a name. It's called underfetching. You have to keep asking and asking just to get the full meal. But there's an opposite problem too, called overfetching. This is like when you only ask for a side of fries, but the kitchen has a rule that they can only send out the full combo meal. So your waiter brings you a burger, fries, and a drink, and you just have to pick out what you wanted. Both of these are pretty inefficient.
So, to fix all this, some very smart developers at Facebook came up with a totally new model. Let's talk about GraphQL. And for this one, I want you to forget the waiter. Instead, I want you to picture the ultimate self-service buffet.
Think about it. The best thing about a buffet is that you are in total control. You grab a plate, you walk down the line, and you take exactly what you want in the exact portions you want, and you do it all in one single trip. That is the entire idea behind GraphQL.
Now look at this communication flow. It's completely different. Instead of multiple trips, the app sends one single, highly detailed query. It's like giving the kitchen a checklist. I need this user's name, their last 3 posts, and just the author's name for the comments on those posts. And in return, you get one response with exactly that data. No more and no less.
So why is this so great? Well, right off the bat, GraphQL completely solves both overfetching and underfetching. It's why it is so perfect for complex apps, like, say, a mobile app that needs way less data than the full desktop website. And maybe best of all, it gives front-end developers the power to ask for what they need without having to bug the back-end team to create a whole new endpoint for them. Okay, so REST and GraphQL are both about the front-of-house communication, right? The customer talking to the kitchen. But what about the communication that happens inside the kitchen, between all the different chefs and cooking stations? For that, you need a totally different kind of tool, a speedy specialist called gRPC. So here, we're not worried about the customer at all. This is all about what's happening behind the scenes. Think of gRPC as a high-tech vending machine that only the kitchen staff uses. When the chef at the grill needs more spices from the prep station, they don't have to walk over or shout. They just punch a code into the machine, and exactly what they need is dispensed instantly. It's a system built for pure speed. And this diagram gives you a hint as to why it's so fast. It's not sending text that you or I could read, like JSON. Nope.
gRPC uses a super compact binary format that machines can understand almost instantly. It's basically like a direct line between different services, built for maximum performance inside your own system.
And its superpowers are perfect for this job. We're talking incredibly high performance in super low latency. Instead of bulky text, it uses something called protocol buffers, which you can just think of as a really compressed, efficient way to package up data. This makes gRPC the absolute best choice when you have tons of tiny messages flying back and forth between all your internal microservices.
So there you have it. We've got our traditional waiter, our all-you-can-eat buffet, and our high-speed internal vending machine. The real question isn't which one of these is the best. It's which one is the right tool for the job I'm trying to do.
Let's just put it all together in one place. REST is your standard waiter. It's predictable, everyone knows how it works, and it's perfect for most public APIs. GraphQL is your self-service buffet. It gives you incredible flexibility, which is amazing for complex apps and mobile clients. And gRPC is that internal kitchen vending machine, built for pure, raw speed between your own back-end services.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is the reality of building software today. The truth is, there is no universal consensus on which API paradigm is best. API effectiveness is highly context-dependent. What that really means is, it all depends on what you're trying to build.
So I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you're planning out an application, you can ask yourself, how do I need my services to talk to each other? Do I need that reliable waiter, that flexible buffet, or that lightning-fast vending machine? Now you know how to choose.